What's up, runners? By the time you're watching this, we should only be hours away from the Marathon Server Slam and a week from Marathon's launch. To commemorate this long wait finally ending, I've put together a list of 100 tips and tricks for you to watch while you download the game or sit in queue. Before we start, let's make it 101 tips because I highly recommend subscribing down below so you can be the first to see every Marathon guide, review, and discussion coming up. Do not be afraid to sell or use guns and gear that you extract. It's all on a timer, and it'll be gone by the time the next season rolls around. You will win more fights with gear you're comfortable with, so either use these items and get used to them, or sell them to fund the loadouts you actually want to use, no matter what the meta might be. Don't get mixed up between solo and solo no-fill options. Solo no-fill will put you into trio lobbies as a solo player. Solo only will be solo versus solo. Each runner has a unique set of base stats that can be upgraded by vendors and mixed and matched with implants. In-map events are great sources of extra materials and unexpected mid-match shakeups. Look out for panel match drops, UESC incursions, supply drops, and other events. There are two types of exfills in the game, True Exfil and Boss Exfil. True extracts are the normal mid-match extracts. If you get to one, you can activate its 30-second warm-up and then extract from this point. Boss exits spawn a UESC boss wave on the extract while it's warming up. Be ready to DPS the AI drop and then take it out per normal. Vents can provide unexpected ways into and out of buildings or ways to navigate building interiors. The heat bar is basically a reverse stamina bar. Instead of emptying your stamina, you max out your heat. Sprinting and sliding will contribute to your heat generated, and if you fill up the bar, you'll be locked out until you have cooled down. Different runners may have abilities that generate heat, such as Destroyer's thrusters. Different weather conditions can have different effects on your heat bar. The heat storm will generate extra heat on your bar, and the rain or deep water will reduce your heat generated. When defeated, players will fall into a down but not out state. They can be finished or shot to put them into a boxed status, i.e. totally dead. If your teammate is boxed, they will have a lockout period where they cannot be revived. You run faster with your knife out, so do take into consideration times when you're safe and you need that speed. Ticks are little alien bugs that can chase you down and explode. They spawn from Tick Nest, which you will need to destroy to stop them from spawning and get their loot. There is a quick comm wheel for voice lines letting you communicate without the need of VoIP. If you play it slow and fail to extract before the match timer runs out, there will be one final extract that opens to all players with a set timer. If you are not in this circle when the timer ends, you will lose the run. Grenades, claymores, and most other damaging utility items deal considerable damage in this game. Remember to bring and use them. Claymores can be placed on floors, but also placed on walls to spice it up. A bubble shield can provide a free revive or time to heal. Chem grenades cause huge damage over time, directly to health, and reduce the healing speed of players. Players who walk through a chemical circle leave behind footprints for a short time. Thermal sights can highlight players you'd normally miss, but it will also make the terrain harder to see. Keys are usually items you can extract and bring into another match. However, some keys, like for the pinwheel on Outpost, cannot be extracted. The proximity sensor grenade creates a miniature blackbird scan to find nearby enemies. The deployable ammo crate allows players to resupply ammo mid-match. This is a gadget sharing space with bubble shields and grenades. The flechette grenade deploys guided needles that damage enemies and heal the user. Sponsor kits are super valuable. These typically run you a couple hundred credits last we saw, but will include weapons, the ammo for them, and full stacks of medical items. In Peanut's stream, a single stack of meds cost over 1.2 thousand credits. The first weapons I will chase, as I expect they'll be relatively early unlocks, are the Magnum, the Waste'em Shotgun, and the Bully. I'd recommend you chase them down too. I'd recommend to try these out, but historically, the TAC sidearm, the V22 Volt Thrower SMG, and the V11 Punch were big underperformers. Of the backpack types, medical backpacks allow you to heal faster, and ammo backpacks partially reload your stowed weapons after several seconds. Tons of guns have alternate fire actions. The M77 has a flip-up sight, the V11 Punch can be charged, and the Lookout can be swapped between semi-auto or charged shots. Try different sponsor kits from different factions. They'll have different starting sets to offer, and one might fit your playstyle more than the others. Cores can be runner-specific or general use. You can equip 2 cores to your character. These items are powerful effects that change or enhance your capabilities directly. Implants are general upgrades with a head, torso, and leg slot available for use. These provide semi-random stat packages decided by their archetype. A regen implant might give you plus 30 self-repair speed and decrease your agility by 10, for example. These can be used to customize your stats. Weapon chips can cause interesting effects, such as explosions on kill, or giving you money for AI kills. Data cards are found all over the place. They spawn around the map, in most containers, and even from AI drops. When you pick up one of these cards, the credit value of the card is immediately added to your entire team's bank account. You cannot lose the money by dying, it is immediately earned. Always pick them up if you see them, and if you are poor or you're a rook, prioritize these if you need money fast. Make sure you use the wishlist function. By selecting an item as a wishlisted item, they will have a new icon that looks like an eye in their picture to quickly identify them while you're looting. Upgrade mats are important. You're going to need them to purchase unlocked upgrades from vendors. Most purple or red items are shared on Extract, so don't be greedy about taking them all from your team. There is a sell value tooltip that can be toggled to show you how much each item will sell for if you take it, reducing your need to memorize values. Different containers have high odds for certain items. For example, core storage boxes usually has cores, and weapon lockers typically have weapons and ammo. Items can have unique modifiers that increase their value for meeting certain conditions. Vintage items gain increased value as you successfully extract with them, and if someone takes it off of you, it will retain that value and continue accruing more. Bloodthirsty weapons increases the item's value with every down on an enemy player, and resets if you're downed. Materialist was shown, but I'm not sure what it does at this time, so keep an eye out for that one and some others potentially. Unlike the alpha, you can swap and remove mods from the guns, so you can just take the sights or chips if you're looking for a select few from people's weapons. Any loot you extract with that has no other use will automatically sell on the match end screen. You don't need to go digging for it to go sell. If you're into the lore, don't skip the cutscenes. Perimeter is a great starter map with tons of safe rotation routes to avoid snipers. If you're finding these tips helpful, drop a like and leave a comment telling me what Marathon topics or mechanics you don't understand, or catch me live on Twitch and YouTube streaming Marathon and ask me in front of a live studio audience. It also has a balanced engagement range, so consider bringing 2 weapons to cover close and far range. Don't forget that Hauler has a basement and a second story if you're trying to get past that location. Dire Marsh favors long-range weapons, such as snipers. The wet marshland has little cover, but tons of resources for upgrades. Field maintenance is a great place to look for putty, which can be used for a lot of early upgrades. If you notice fog starting to roll in mid-match, use that as an opportunity to set up flanks. Outpost favors short ranges, so break out your shotguns and SMGs here. If you can find all the keys to get into the pinwheel, there is a dragon's hoard of loot there. Always check map tooltips to see what items you might find lying around an area. Most locations have a device called a TAD. This device will scan for nearby hostiles if you activate it. Players can see the pulses, and after a short time, it can be activated again by anyone. You can only have 1 active contract at a time. You'll have to pay close attention between games that you have a contract that you might actually be able to complete. There are 3 types of contracts available from vendors. Priority quests are your main story and will award you gear and a large amount of reputation points. They are mandatory to increase your level cap with each vendor. Boosted and standard contracts are basically random rolled side quests and can be re-rolled if you don't like what you got. Boosted contracts provide substantially more rep on average than a standard contract. You can also gain reputation with each vendor in a variety of ways other than quests. You can inspect the vendor to identify the main methods, but, for example, Cyber Acme reputation is earned whenever you open a new container mid-match. There are also lootable items that provide reputation. However, if you have not advanced your priority quest far enough, you're going to run into a level cap that prevents further progress. Upgrading your vendors increases your stats for the rest of the season, gets you upgrades such as increased storage space or money per data card, and unlocks access to purchase new weapons, gear, and utility items. You and your teammates' quests are tracked in the HUD and the map page. These can be hidden with the associated keybind for visibility. Cyber Acme has the most upgrades for storage space and convenience. Look into leveling them early every season. New Caloric has advanced medical items that will make you more space efficient and safer. and the rest of the vendors typically have a variety of weapons and gear. As Assassin, in most cases when you're invisible, you will return to being invisible in the middle of certain actions that even broke the invisibility. For example, healing and reviving will break your invisibility temporarily and then put you back into it. While you are invisible, scope glint is still a thing. Do not get caught out thinking that they can't see you with your sniper scope because you're invisible. They see it. For destroyers, use your thrusters to gain ground and move laterally. This will make you harder to hit and let you get in quickly to finish off targets. Search and Destroy loves fighting against multiple enemies. It does not typically activate against one target, but as soon as you're fighting 2 or 3, you will get consistent use out of Search and Destroy. As a recon player, Interrogation, your passive where you finish an enemy and ping the rest of their team, loves the ping stat, as those pings are increased in duration based on how high your ping stat is. If it's too short, you're going to have a hard time locating where those enemies are. The tracker drone on Recon is also relentless. It will chase down enemies through corridors and over walls and around corners very, very aggressively. Use it often. Thief's X-ray visor highlights lootables and enemies, even in fog, but also hacks enemies, stunning the AI. It does not work through smoke. Thief's drone can destroy vents and open doors. When you're playing triage, just remember that even one revive can win a fight. You don't always need to go for 2. Make sure you are actively giving extra meds to your triage player so they can share them with you with their med drone passive. Triage's medic drones can be hacked while deployed, allowing counterplay or cross-team teamwork. Triage's ultimate can revive box teammates as well as down players. It also bypasses the lockout timer on box teammates, so be very aggressive when using this. As Vandal, never ever slide into another player, always slide sideways. Your Disruptor Cannon is actually pretty decent at breaking shields or getting the finisher on downed enemies, so don't be afraid to use it to put down a player you've knocked. If you have a med drone attached to you, you can see how much juice that drone has left by looking in the bottom corner or at his face. The Rook Runner is a unique game mode, which forces you to play as a solo into trio lobbies, but only matches in progress. You will spawn with randomized low-value gear and be free to go fight or scavenge whatever you want. You cannot quest on Rook, so if you need progress for your vendor rep, you're going to have to be on a regular runner in a full game. I would recommend to use Rook to learn the maps, relax with some fun VoIP, or scavenge for some quick cash if you need to. Heat capacity dictates the total size of your heat bar. Basically, the higher this is, the more stamina you have. Agility dictates your movement speed and your jump height. Loot speed increases the rate that you identify items inside of a container while looting it. Melee damage increases your melee damage per hit. Prime recovery dictates the cooldown speed of your prime or ultimate, such as Destroyer's Search and Destroy or Triage's Reboot Plus. Tactical recovery dictates your tactical's cooldown speed, such as Thief's Grapple or Assassin's Shroud. Self-repair speed increases the rate of and reduces the delay for your passive health regeneration to begin. This will not kickstart your shield from 0, but will repair an unbroken shield and your health bar. Finisher Siphon provides a very fast recharge to your shields based on this stat up to your shield capacity. If you have a small shield, you can take this stat too high and lose the extra. Revive speed increases the speed that you revive your teammates, yes, but it also increases the speed you can apply a self-revive to yourself while you're downed. Hardware and Firewall are defensive stats that reduce the duration of negative status effects. Hardware reduces things such as Immobilize and Toxin, and Firewall reduces Hacked and EMP. Fall resistance reduces your fall damage taken, as the name implies. Ping duration increases the time your pings remain active in the world. This includes pings where you tag an enemy, which will track the target in real time as long as they're in your line of sight, up to a duration dictated by this stat. Shields heal with 1 charge now, but are very slow. You can stack them to speed this up. Medkits heal over time, faster than shields, but you're going to need 3 to get a full heal. Depleted medical items spawn during the match and are low quality heals that are destroyed when extracting. Make sure you burn them if you have them. Cardio Kick, OS Reboot, and Mechanics Kit are some of the stimulants you can find, providing stamina benefits, firewall buffs, and hardware buffs. Keep an eye out for others while you're playing. Taking a page out of Arc Raider's book, you can drop self-revive kits for other players to pick up and use while they're down but not out. If the economy is as expensive for medical items as it appears to be, you might want to do what I did in the alpha and hoard other players' medkits and shield charges until you have a nice nest egg of meds in your stash. Then you're going to have a lot more money to play with for buying guns, ammo, and other equipment. There we go. That is 101 bits and bobs to get you on your feet, making money, and making progress. Don't forget to check out our marathon backlog. Thank you all for joining me so much today, and I will see you all again very, very soon.